Advisors Private Limited, Vividsu, Atapi Wonderland, My Area Plus, Travel Partner, Agrawal Cars, Food Partner, Preet Caterers, Health Partner, BAPS. A very good morning to one and all present here. I am Hitanshi Vaidya.
And I am Jagrak Dikshit.
We hope that you enjoyed the first day of this 2-day CA Students Conference. With great gusto, we shall start second day with third technical session on better practices to best practices, technology and future.
As we all know, our field has seen a paradigm shift in the recent past. Manual jobs have been replaced by electronic ways of doing the same.
Steve Jobs said, "Let's go invent tomorrow instead of what happened yesterday." Taking note of the same, we should look up to the new technology for effective and efficient methods which act as best practices for chartered accountants in the times to come. We wholeheartedly welcome Chairperson of the session, CA MP Vijay Kumar Sir. Also adding glory to the days, CA Rahul Agrawal, Secretary of Vadodara branch of WIRC. Ms. Priyanshi Pandya, Managing Committee Member, Vikasa, Vadodara. And our student paper presenters, Ms. Sakshi Singh, Ms. Varnika Agrawal, and Mr. Gaurav Sharma.
We invite CA Rahul Agrawal to deliver his opening remarks.
Good morning all. Welcome to the second day of this national conference at Vadodara. I hope you all have enjoyed Knowledge Fest yesterday. In the 21st century is known for its technological advancement. Nowadays, no business or profession can survive without use of technology. Now it's time for us as a professional to understand how we can use the technology to make our services better. And not only better, best. We have with us MP Vijay Kumar Sir to guide us on this. I wish happy learning to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Today we have with us CA MP Vijay Kumar Sir as chairperson of the session. We are pleased to welcome Sir to this conference. Sir is a chartered accountant, cost and management accountant, and a company secretary. He is on the board of several listed and non-listed companies.
He was recognized as one of the 100 most influential CFOs in India by CIMA. Recently, he was awarded for his contribution to financial accounting by Capital Foundation Society. He served as a member of IFRS Advisory Council 2019 to 21 and also serves as council member of ICI since 2016. He is a speaker on the professional circuit on IFRS accounting standards, code of ethics, auditing standards, corporate law, governance and capital markets. And also, he is an author of over 8 popular titles. We welcome you, sir.
May I now request CA Rahul Agrawal to welcome CA MP Vijay Kumar Sir with a memento and plantable seed pens. Thank you, sir. We now welcome our student paper presenters. We will be witnessing wonderful topics covered by passionate paper presenters in this session.
We have our first paper presenter, Ms. Sakshi Singh from Faridabad, who will be throwing light on technology and future of accounting.
Jai Shri Krishna to everyone present over here, our respected judges, our technical chairman, CA Vijay Kumar sir, and my fellow paper presenters, and my dear friends. I am Sakshi Singh from Faridabad, Haryana, and I am here to present my paper and presentation on the topic Technology and Future of Accounting. Before starting with my topic, let me ask you a simple question. What's your favorite fast food? Any answer? Okay. So let me tell you mine. Mine is burger. Do you think burger in 1970 is same as burger in 2022? No, right? A change is the only constant of our life. Even the burger have a lot been evolved over the period of time. Earlier, it has the less flavor, but now it came in so many different varieties. I believe in 1970, even the market were more of supplier oriented, but now it is more of customer incentive. But the change is a pervasive term. It applies to the accounting career too. Do you think a career of accountants is same in today's era as 1970? No, definitely not. Let me state you a fact. 1970 was the era when the first ever spreadsheet was launched. But did that extend the career of accountants? Or will future technology will do? Don't worry, because I'm going to answer all of this question in next 10 minutes. Let me start with what is accounting. It's not purely computational system. It's not just debit and credit. Accounting is not just a debit and credit. It doesn't sound fun. Debit and credit is beginning of framework using number to tell a story. Accounting is not mere bookkeeping system. It is not just a simple back office function. It's not boring. Accounting is language of business. It is integral part of business which help in decision making. It helps members like CEO and product manager to take their optimal decision regarding the business. For example, should Vistara have raised the pay during pandemic? Should Haldiram open a new outlet in India? What will be the next iPhone price? These all decisions are taken by the help of accounting only. Now, as we have learned what is accounting, let me tell you how accounting was introduced in India. So, accounting was introduced in India by Chanakya himself in the book named Arthashastra. If we see evolution of accounting, the accounting has a lot been evolved over the period of time. Earlier, the books was prepared by Munsis, but now the time has been changed. So do the technology. As we see earlier, Munsis used to prepare khatas of hundreds of pages, but now we can summarize all of them in just one spreadsheet. As we are seeing what is accounting, moving forward, as we all know, our today's theme is in futuro. So let me tell you how technology and accounting are similar. As said by Bill Gates, information technology and business are inextricably interwoven. He further added, I don't think one can talk about one topic meaningfully without talking about the other. As you can see. Now, let me tell you the future trends of accounting that has the major effect on our accountant's career. These are Internet of Things, mobile and cloud, RPA, cybersecurity, and data analysis. The accounting career has a lot been changed over the period of time. As I said earlier, these technology bring us the greatest challenge, but they also bring us unprecedented opportunities. These technology have the potential to free accountants in several ways. They can free financial work from repetitive tasks. Moreover, if we see the future of accounting technology, let me show you. These are the main technologies that are going to have major impact in our career: mobile accounting, artificial intelligence and robotics, educational technology, cyber security, big data, digital service and delivery. The major changes over the period of time in accountant field is that how they value their service and how they price it. If we see, many accountants price their service over how long it is going to take them to function all the information. But by using this technology, there is going to have a lot more time saving in the process. So it is going to evolve their pricing of service a lot. If we further see this chart, as per the report of accountants and financial services, these are the technology and this is how it is evolving in future. To compete in the future, we accountants need to know about this. Now we know what technology are going to impact, but how to future-proof our accounting career? First, gain practice accounting experience backed by theoretical contest. We all know AI can process a lot more data in just few seconds, but we don't know. But apart from this, what's essential is AI still can't recommend on basis of this information. Second, we need to develop communication and business skill. Our skills are our strength. As a human being, our capabilities are our soft skills. So we need to focus more on our soft skill to compete in the new era. Cultivate a curious mindset. Curiosity is important in dynamic nature, as it evolves the tendency of asking questions and understanding in a deeper note. Moving forward, these are the future of accountants, and these 6 frameworks are the framework which every accountant need to work on: strategic planning and performance, reporting and control, leadership skills, technology and analysis, business acumen, professional ethic and values. If we work on this, we will be confident enough for our future. Now, if we see demand and evolution in technology, as once said by Steve Jobs, technology is nothing. If we believe in our people and faith in them and will provide them with the tools, they will create wonders out of it. So discover your future in accounting. Next, prepare with the required skill of future accounting professionals. Our skills are our strength, as I said even earlier. Be competitive and stay up to date. Demand in accounting career is always going to be evolved, as accountants are treated as backbone of a nation and learn the emerging technologies such as cloud computation, automation acquiring tasks, and biochain technology. The future of accounting and how it's going to reshape our industry is, don't worry, because technology is not there to extend us, it is there to support us. Accountant will be able to offer more values, as future accountant will be more dynamic and creative. New way to present data and tell a story. Technology is going to bring us the new and more effective way to present our information. Accounting skill sets are evolving and we need to evolve with it. Requirement and retaining techniques are changing. and understanding of digital technology is essential. So the answer to the question, will technology replace accountants? No. Technology is there to support us. It will disrupt only the lower level function, but it will create many more opportunities than it is going to replace. So what we need to compete in this era? Every accountant need to learn, unlearn and relearn. As once said by Edwin Toffler, illiterates of 21st centuries are not those who cannot read and write. It's those who cannot learn, unlearn and relearn. At last, I would like to say artificial intelligence will not eliminate accountants. It will create more opportunities. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sakshi.
Now, to present on the topic, Technology and Future of Auditing, we have with us Ms. Varnika Agrawal from Gurugram.
Hello. Hi, good morning everyone. So, we often hear that change is the only constant in this world. Every day, we come across new innovations and technologies which in turn are transforming the way a business is done across the globe. Auditing, often defined as an independent examination of financial information of an entity, is bound to undergo transformation when the dynamics of the business world are in a constant transition. Hi, my name is Varnika Agrawal and I am glad to be present here in Gujarat for the very first time as a paper presenter to pepper my views on the topic, technology and the future of auditing. You may have already heard though that AI is everywhere. When you scroll through your Instagram, AI decides what you see. When you walk into a bank to ask for a loan, AI algorithm decides whether you deserve it or not. In fact, some companies use AI to decide whom to hire. But what you may not have heard though is that you can be a part of this revolution. So to begin with and ponder upon, let us first answer the most asked question, which is, what is artificial intelligence? So in the simplest of words, I would say that artificial intelligence is a system that mimics human intelligence to perform different tasks. Examples of artificial intelligence include Siri, Alexa, self-driven cars, and even your Netflix recommendations are based on AI. But now, let us address the elephant in the room. Why do we even care about AI? I mean, we are not IT professionals. So to answer this question, let me show you data analysis of volume. So the world we are living in is being driven by data. Lots and lots of data. Every day, we use approx 2.5 quintillion bytes of data, which is 2.5 followed by a staggering 18 zeros. So with so much data brimming over our capacity, AI will not only remain an aid, but will become a necessity over time to interpret and analyze it. I have an example to show you of how is AI changing the work culture. So in the year 2004, the Blockbuster company was the largest video renting company of that time. It made $6 billion with its 84,000 employees. On the other hand, when in 2016 Netflix came into picture, it invested heavily in artificial intelligence and it was able to make $9 billion with just 4,500 employees. So you see that it is only 5% of Blockbuster's human resource. So the future of work is changing with AI and AI will make the shift as significant as possible. But how does technology impact auditing? For this, let me ask you a question. How many of you during your articleship have gone through thousands of bills while vouching? A lot, right? But what if I tell you that the same task can be completed in a matter of few minutes with the help of artificial intelligence? I know that it seems very theoretical to listen to such stuff like this, so let me move on to an example. So while I was researching for this topic, I came across an interesting case study in this regard. In the year 2018 itself, PwC came up with a concept of doing auditing of a coal reserve using AI-powered drone cameras. So the images that were taken by the drone cameras were used to create a digital twin of the coal pile, which in turn were used to analyze the large volume of data. And you know what, you would be surprised to know that the auditing procedures could be conducted with 99% accuracy. So, wow. And in fact, this technology can be used in various other fields like asset verification, stock auditing, shipping businesses, etc. Another example. What if I tell you that a 3-month audit process can be completed in a matter of just 3 seconds? Would you believe that? Though some of you might already be aware, but many others might be thinking, how is that even possible? I would say that with AI, that is possible. 3 young minds have brought it to reality to perform a 3-month internal audit process in a matter of just 3 seconds with the help of their new startup idea, the iAudit application. So what is that and how is it different from the normal audit? So what we used to do in the normal audit is that before performing an audit procedure, the auditor first used to make an audit plan, audit program, which is an audit plan in which we decide the focus areas in different quarters. And after that, they used to analyze the tech systems they're going to get the data from. And for that, they also used to collaborate with the operations team. So all of these manual processes used to take around 3 months, in which they used to first figure out issues, then track it with the management and then solve it. With the iAudit software, all of this is standardized in a tool where right from the data extraction to actually finding the audit issue, everything can be done by the software itself. So the interface is such that it automatically extracts data from the ERP, Excel files, standalones, etc. and then processes it using the incorporated logics and at the same time presents the results in charts, graphs, etc. so that the auditor can directly catch the relevant issues and focus on the tasks which are on the highest priority of the management. And thus, this auditor focuses on its expertise. This very startup has been ranked among the top 10 startups from South Asia from among 1500 plus startups. And in fact, it has received a grant of INR 30 lakhs from the government of Gujarat itself. So, technology is reshaping audit. It has enabled the auditors to work smarter and better. Not only that, it enables them to ask better questions to the organization, which in turn adds considerable value to the overall auditing process. Having known that, let us also touch upon the impact of AI on accounting and taxation. So, the accounting task is to do data input and review. With AI's optical recognition and NLP technology, the computers will themselves be able to read the documents, contracts, invoices, find out the amount due, and not only that, they'll also be able to transfer the correct amount to the account itself. And why not? When we're talking about CA profession, how can we forget taxation? Some people say that compliance of tax is sometimes more painful than actually paying the tax, and so some people avoid both of them. So, in a country like India, which has such a large population, we cannot just rely on traditional methods. So, with the same insight, the IT department has come up with an idea in which the IT department is literally checking your social media profiles. Yes, you heard it right. So based on your social media profiles and your spending history over the internet, they find out the discrepancies in which you were not declaring your income, basically the difference between your reported income and your actual spending over the internet. And using similar technology, the Kanpur IT department found out that more than 250 of the street vendors were actually millionaires and were evading taxes since many years. So here comes a question mark. Will we be replaced by machines? Is AI going to eradicate all the prospective job opportunities we have? Or are there new horizons of possibilities? What do you think? So let us decode the myth and be sure that no, we cannot be replaced by machines. In fact, AI is going to make us more segmented, more stratified, and more diversified in our profession. So by having technologies like AI to crunch the numbers, the future auditor will have to become more customer facing and seek ways in which to add additional value to the organization through collaboration with people both internal and external to the organization. AI is a tool and not a threat. It is only when there is the best integration of manpower with the present day technology that the growth starts. Not only for an individual, but for the entire nation. Taking a very ground level example of CA's artificial intelligence equipment, which is the calculator. So you know that the calculator solves all your problems in the exams. But the focus is to be made on the fact that the output that the calculator provides to us in the exam is based only on the input that we provide to the calculator. And that is the whole concept of artificial intelligence. So how will the CA profession look years from now? The profession of chartered accountancy has been known to be an institution of accounting, taxation and finance. However, long gone are the days when a CA professional just used to be a tax consultant or an accounting and auditing expert. Today's CA is no longer just a statistician, but a versatile strategist and a value creator for modern business. As CA professionals, we need to embrace the world's breathtakingly rapid technological advances without sacrificing the values and ethics that have so long sustained and defined this profession. We know that the world is changing at a rapid pace, but the profession of chartered accountancy is adapting to this change. It is true that automation is influencing the way we do our day-to-day jobs, but that is progress. So, with the plethora of changes which the future auditors will have to address, it is perhaps their own personal self-management and leadership to be able to manage multiple tasks, transfer insights, and add value to the client's business, which is actually of critical importance. So, in the conclusion, I would like to say that instead of being a victim of technophobia, let us work in harmony with technology and leave fruitful results. So, in a crux, if data is the new oil, data analytics is its combustion engine, and AI is the steering wheel, then we must be the drivers of this revolution. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, Arnika.
We have Mr. Gaurav Sharma from Vadodara, who will be presenting on the topic Technology and Future of Taxation.
ये वक्त गुजरता है, इंसान भी बदलता है। संभाल लो खुद को तुम जनाब, वक्त खुद चीख कर ये कहता है। We all know change is the only constant thing. Well, you have heard this second time. So, कुछ भारी आ रहा है, ध्यान से सुनना। Change before the change, otherwise change will change you. Dear friends, we all know we are changing. And I will be proving here. Assuming you want to eat food. Gone are the days when you are in the line of restaurant waiting for your foods. Now, you will what? You do? Tell me, if you want food, you will do? Correct. That is the technology. If you want to come to this Sayajinagar group, if you want to go to airport, what you will do? Correct. And what is the common thing in this? Technology. Whole world is going around technology. How CAs can be left untouched? And if so, how taxation system can be left untouched? If we want to file a return, we are not going to submit it manually. We are going to submit by just pressing some buttons. That is the power of technology. I hope you get my topic. Good morning, namaste. Myself Gaurav Sharma from Vadodara, Gujarat. My topic is technology and future of taxation. Dear friends, as we all know, with technology, business is also evolving. We have seen e-commerce. Nowadays, we are also seeing digital assets in the economy. With that, there is a need of our, that is change in taxation system, and with the help of introduction of technology. Well, dear friends, we are having e-way bill, e-invoice, GST network, faceless assessment, Form 26AS, and nowadays AIS and TIS. That is helping our nation to grow with increasing revenue in the ecosystem. Well, dear friends, before deeping dive in the topic, let's understand what is the tax technology. Dear friends, people every day expect something new and better technology, starting from robot process automation to 5G boards. And now, the technology solution which caters the tax is defined as a tax technology, which is helping government and the tax administration to collect more and more tax, that is tax technology. Talking about the tax landscape, starting about income tax. In 2005 and 6, ETDS statement was introduced. Thereafter, there was introduction of emailing to the assessees. And then, in 2017, the biggest transformation was there, that was GST. At that time, there was almost all things are offline complaints are there. Only e-filing was there. In pre-GST era, we are having to file the compliances again and again rather than simple calculations. It was old document oriented, and see now where we are going. Then GST was introduced, everything was online. All compliances we do online. We do transaction level reporting. But now, see, with every pros there is con, and that is complex reconciliation. We all know input tax credit, correct? Now it is time where all the compliances are going to be real time. Tax department is going to analyze the assessee with a 360-degree profiling. And now we are having a new concept, faceless assessment and appeals. Don't worry, we are going to discuss that in detail in our further presentation. Talking about the India, according to the World Bank report, we are sitting at 115 position when it comes to ease to pay tax. We are taking around 252 hours in a year to pay tax. That is almost 1 month. Whereas Bahrain is taking near 23 hours. That is approximately 1 day. This is the power of technology. Everything that is statutory compliances, we can do general tech driven, like e-invoicing, e-billing, GSTR1, 3B. Talking about the vendor reconciliation, we have to be proactive. We have to check in the vendor's ERP. We have to make the ERP advanced level, error-free, that we can comply with the taxation system in future. And now, there is a need of automation in withholding tax compliances and TDS and TCS reconciliation. Also in indirect tax, GSTR 9 and 9C, annual report and audit, GST audit. That is also need to be automated. Well, dear friends, going back to the technology intervention to the taxation function, as we discussed, it provides 360-degree view of the tax status of the assessee, that is digital tax governance. Now data is the main thing in this era. We can get each and everything, just we have to do, analyze the data, that is tax data analytics. All the activities are going to be soon automated, and hence tax activities cannot be left untouched. Tax ERP automation are going to be there, so we have to adopt that too. Tax department have to manage the data and have to compliance with automation and digitalization. To ensure the elements which ensuring the single source of truth, while going to the integrated approach for the tax compliances, dear friends, what we have to do? If in today's era, what we are doing, there is single transaction, but we have to report at the multiple level. If it is income tax, GST, international, if you take the international purview, then FEMA also, and other some regulations also. How we can comply this? We can make a data pool. Out of that, automatically all the information will be going to different authorities, and all things will be automated. Well, talking about the second, it is very critical to maintain cross legislation reconciliation. Now we don't have the data pool where automatically all the data will go to the different authorities. So we are required to be having a robust system with the entity and the enterprise, so there is no mismatch, because mismatch are examined carefully by the authorities. We are having expenditure reports like TDS, we are having ITR, we can compare it with income and revenue reports like AIS, TIS. Well, third one is tax infusion with the tax functions. Dear friends, it is not good to have a technology in tax, it is must now. As I said earlier, change before the change. So we have to change before there will be forceful change in the technology and the taxation system. Well, with the help of technology, what we can do? We can unlock the values. We can manage the risk. We can improve the efficiencies. We can provide value-based insights. And nowadays, ABCD is not A for apple, B for bed. It is A for artificial intelligence, blockchain, cloud computing, data analytics. Now if I talk about the artificial intelligence, in India we are having traffic system, correct? Red means stop, yellow means wait, green means go. If I teach a machine, a self-driven car, that if it shows red, you have to stop, and so on. But you know, we are in India. What if all the three lights are there? Don't worry, artificial intelligence is here. They will work like a human brain. They will pass on the traffic light. That is artificial intelligence. And the last is paradigm shift of tax compliance function. Dear friends, as we all know, Pillar 2 of OECD BEPS 2.0 is introduced, which addresses the tax challenges arising from digitalization of economy, and now there is taxation on virtual assets. There is TDS 1%. That is all the shift in the technology and shift in taxation system. Well, dear friends, as I already said you, we are going to discuss about faceless assessment in detail in further presentation. Here we are. Faceless assessment was introduced by Income Tax Department. And I remember Albert Einstein once said that the hardest thing to understand in this world is taxation. and we are having one subject as a taxation in our CA curriculum. So there is one shairi for CA students that yes, we are having income tax other than 8 and in near future I think 5. So we are having income tax. So the shairi goes like, या खुदा मेरी आखिरी ख्वाहिश तो सुन ले, या खुदा मेरी आखिरी ख्वाहिश तो सुन ले, मेरे दर्द को अपना बना के तो देख ले, मेरे दर्द को अपना बना के तो देख ले, तुझे पता चलेगा सीए स्टूडेंट्स का दर्द, तुझे पता चलेगा सीए स्टूडेंट्स का दर्द, तू एक बार सीए करके तो देख ले. Well, dear friends, what's in a face, what's in a name? Said Shakespeare. What's in a name? CBD TVers. With anonymity as the new norm, faceless assessments were born. Artificial intelligence captures transaction evidence. Machine learning digs into assessee's earning. Between the assessee and assessor, in fact, act as a matchmaker. Cases are assigned through automatic allocation. Assessments are now agnostic allocation. AOs has been replaced by dynamic jurisdiction. Assessments are now expected to have more conviction. Well, dear friends, the main topic of this technical session, better practice to best practice. And now, here, we are having a best practice, single portal and citizen folder, annual information system, where all the details of the taxpayer will be there. And after analyzing and giving feedback, the TIS will be generated and the data will be auto-populated in the forms. Virtual assistants using AIs. When you visit the income tax website, there are the boards which will guide you to fill the forms. And now, talking about the forms, it is being simplified like ITR Sahaj Sugam. Communication before due date. Earlier, the notice came after the due date. Now, because of the technology, because of the fast communication, we are getting communication and the notices from the department before the due date. And the last, pre-filling of data, as we discussed. If a taxpayer gives a feedback on the EIS, TIS will be generated and the data will be auto-populated in the forms. But what is the issue? Transaction is single, but reporting is not. We have to comply with the income tax, GST, and आधा टाइम तो यहीं चले जाता है. As we have discussed, 1 month in a year, we are involving in paying taxes. Well, in future, it is possible that single portal will be there covering your all GST, income tax, FEMA, and there will be consistency in reporting and difficult for the assessee to evade the tax. Dear friends, at last I want to say, कहते हैं no thanks, no sorry. कहते हैं no thanks, no sorry. रिश्तों में ये सभी कहते हैं कि जरूरत नहीं. रिश्तों में कहते हैं कि ये सब जरूरत नहीं, पर हकीकतम ये सब रिश्ते बनाकर रखते हैं. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav.
May I now request CA MP Vijay Kumar sir to give his closing remarks for the session.
Greetings to all present here. At the outset, sincere thanks to CA Vishal Doshi for the invite to be present here amongst all of you. And this is the first students' conference I'm participating after the pandemic has sort of subsided. Greetings to all the past chairmen of the branch, managing committee members, and other members present here, and all the students, friends here. Hearty congratulations to all the three student speakers for their efforts in putting together a wonderful paper on the impact of technology on accounting, audit, and taxation. On behalf of all of you, I congratulate them once again. And apart from the quality of inputs which they all shared with you, I'm sure what stood out as a takeaway for all of you is the fact that each of you, or at least most of you, have got inspired to present a paper among such an elite audience the next time we have a conference here or any other part of the country. Now let me come to the topic per se and share with you my personal experiences. I started off my career in investment banking, and then I was in practice as a chartered accountant. I was internal auditor of a technology company, which was a US listed company. And during the course of performing the internal audit for nearly about 3 years, more than accounting, the kind of interactions I had with the technology professionals, and this is between the period 2004 to 2007, that's the time when Google had actually sort of born, and Microsoft was trying to rediscover itself. For those who might be aware, Microsoft was almost on the deathbed around 2006-2007, and from India we had Satya Nadella, who had taken the leadership role of Microsoft in 2007, and he pressed what we popularly now call the F1, and there's a book by that name from him as well. So refresh, F1 refresh, and today Microsoft has come back, bounced back as a technology giant. So that was a period when I was auditing this technology company that I got fascinated by the power of technology and its ability to influence the world. And I took a very bold decision to quit practice, which was reasonably successful, and joined this technology company. And the only role they offered me was the role in finance, the role of CFO. But I joined there with a very clear intent that I'll spend all of my time in understanding the technologies with which these guys were working on. From this experience of nearly 15 years having worked for a technology company, let me share with you my few cents on what should be an approach towards technology. And also based on some of the common mistakes I've seen people do with reference to the opportunity available on technology. First and foremost, when it comes to technology, as accounting professionals, our focus should be completely on how do I leverage from the use of technology. The entire focus should be on use cases of technology and not get lost in how the technology actually works. Let me give a very simple example. Artificial intelligence as a technology, which all the three children spoke about. There's a way that particular technology works. So as accounting professionals, our focus should not be on how this technology is working, but our focus should be on how do I use this technology with reference to the various facets of work with which I am exposed to. So your entire focus should be on staying engaged with use cases of all of the technologies which are there. And please note, majority of technologies get developed for commercial reasons, business reasons, and if there is one set of professionals who can actually understand the use of a technology much better than anyone else. It is the accounting professional, for the very simple reason that as a profession, we have all been groomed to understand businesses. So when it comes to each of you here, I would strongly encourage that whichever technology is there or is emerging, keep your eyes and ears open and read as much of literature as possible on the use cases of those technologies. I'll give you one other example to differentiate between understanding how technology works and the use of technology. Take a technology like blockchain, whose correct term nomenclature is distributed ledger technology. What is popularly called as blockchain, the correct nomenclature is distributed ledger technology. So in this particular technology, the way that particular technology works through encryption and all that stuff is not something which you and I should learn. Our entire focus should be on the use cases of this particular technology, of how transactions can be recorded using this distributed ledger technology, how it can be secured, and to borrow an expression which all the children use, a single source of truth. The best outcome of distributed ledger technology is a single source of truth. So my first input to all of you is that while you keep hearing always about technology, put all of your energies on use cases of technology and not in understanding how technology works. Let me give a last example, a very simple example to connect the difference between the two. Take an automobile, take a car. How car is working, how is the engine working, that's less of a botheration for me. I am not here to understand how a car is functioning. My entire role is how do I make the best use of that automobile, whether it's for logistics solution, whatever it is, how do I make the best use of it? So first input from my experience to all of you is that stay focused with technology on how to use the technology and not get lost trying to understand how a technology works. The second input which I'd like to share again from my experience is, as far as these technologies are concerned, they will keep evolving and more new technologies will keep coming. In fact, one of the speakers showed you the volume of data which is getting generated, one followed by some 18 zeros and all. And if you thought that was big enough, you have to add another 180 zeros, not 18 zeros. And that will be the kind of data explosion you will see once 5G is in place. Once 5G is in place, and I'm sure many of you would be tracking it, 5G is a technology which will be deployed not only by the telecom companies. 5G networks will also be deployed by business enterprises. There will be many business enterprises who will participate in the auction of the 5G technologies, 5G spectrum, and they will also develop solutions on the 5G technology. And the volume of data, in particular machine-to-machine data, the volume of data which will get generated is beyond imagination. Now, the point for all of us is, as far as these technologies are concerned, we need to have this agility and keep our eyes and ears open for every new technology which is evolving. For all those existing technologies, for all those established technologies, our ability to make inroads is limited, but the opportunity for all of us is every new technology which comes up, our ability to identify the new technology which is coming, the potential use cases, and for us to get that first mover advantage and differentiate ourselves is what will help us to be ahead of the others. The second point, just on a conclusion, is stay focused with your eyes and ears open on every new technology which is coming. And if there are 10 new technologies which are evolving, 2 of them will succeed. But the learnings of remaining 8 which you might have tried to put in place will help you adapt the 2 which have succeeded. So take that as a second important input. The third point which I'd like to share with all of you is, as far as the technology is concerned, all of us are aware that technology helps us to scale, and technology helps us to scale to such an extent that if some business have taken 50 years to reach a position, a particular technology can help you reach that in 1 year's time. That's the kind of potential technology gives you. Same with consistency and quality. What is important for all of us as accounting professionals to realize is that there are many areas of profession which we consider is our birthright. There are many areas of profession which we consider as our birthright, and we believe that those areas of profession should be ring-fenced for us. But please note, with technology, none of the areas of practice which you believe are your birthright are not yours. They are completely socialized. I'll give you a very, very simple example. Take a case of something as simple as internal audit of banks. I'm sure most of you in the audit firms you work, you do concurrent audit of bank, internal audits of banks and things like that. And that's been a substantial area of practice for a generation of chartered accountants. But mark my words, one technology company, one good product, and no bank will avoid the technological solution and depend on a huge set of human resources for pursuing that particular internal audit. We can keep beating our chest, we can keep saying anything we want about a profession, but the moment there's a technological solution which can deliver the same kind of output and obviously more qualitatively and consistently, banks will say that I will deploy this particular technology, run the script across all my banking applications, let the output come and take decisions based on it, instead of having across the country about 10,000 people working on it, giving some manual reports, collating it through spreadsheets and evaluating the same. So when it comes to technology, the disruption it will actually bring is in terms of scale, and when that scale comes, it will wash out an area of practice completely. It will wash out an area of practice completely. So never be under the impression that chartered accountants or accounting profession has done this for generations together and it will remain with us. It will not be so. It will not be so. That's the third input I can share with you. The next observation which I'd like to make to all of you is again based on my experience of working with business organizations. Today, almost all the progressive companies with whom I interact, none of them, mark my words, none of them see themselves as a traditional company. Each of these progressive companies look upon themselves as a technology company in the business of banking, a technology company in the business of automobiles, a technology company in hospitality industry. For example, gone are the days where you had a Bank of Baroda who said, I am in banking business using technology. I am Punjab National Bank in banking business using technology. Those banks will be history. Only those of the banks who realize that there will be technology companies in the business of banking, banks which are what we call as the new generation banks as we see now. And if you look at these new generation banks, take a name like HDFC Bank. This bank is hardly 20 years old and has literally replaced banks which have been in existence for more than 70 years. And for this generation who is here, for them the bank which they connect is only these technology banks. And when I interact with these technology banks now, all of them say that their competition is not the peers in the banking system, but their competition is only the fintech companies. So they're just not bothered about. If I take, for example, HDFC Bank, they're least bothered about ICICI as a competitor. They're least bothered about Axis Bank as a competitor. Their entire focus is on who is that next startup developing whatever technology in fintech space who will scale and make the services of a bank like HDFC redundant. And that's their entire challenge. And if banks are looking themselves as technology companies, if automobile companies, Tesla is a technology company, we as an accounting profession can no longer continue with the thought that we will be an accounting profession. We will all henceforth be only technology professionals pursuing accounting, technology professionals pursuing audit, technology professionals pursuing taxation. Just like English is such a common denominator for whatever profession you may be doing, same with mathematics, same will be with technology as well. And on technology, I just want to leave a word of caution. Ideally, I would have allowed this to be in the institute course curriculum. For whatever reason, it has gone away 30 years back and it will never come back. And it will never come back. Is mathematics skills. When we studied our chartered accountancy, we had a solid 100 marks paper on mathematics, and that was considered to be the most difficult one. And mathematics gave what is called logical thinking. For whatever reasons, almost 30 years now since mathematics has been removed, and I also see a dangerous trend where many people who pick up accountancy as a profession are those who are averse to mathematics. Because they do not like mathematics, they pick up accounting. It is such a dangerous trend, and given the facts which I told you, that you need to be a technology professional for you to pursue accounting, for you to pursue audit, for you to pursue taxation, it's very important to have strong mathematical skills, particularly logical thinking skills. So that skill set will be an important skill set for all of you. And now, friends, well, having said all of this, I just want to also leave a couple of very important notes to you, which you all should recognize. You're all aware that the Institute of Chartered Accountants and its membership and the students constitute together the second largest accounting profession in the world. We are seen as one of the most enviable institutions in the world. I have had the opportunity of traveling across the length and breadth of the world last 15 years in particular. And I have seen the transition over the last 15 years where across the world they see the chartered accountants from India quite different from the rest of the world. I just want to leave a couple of important inputs for you which you may not be aware. No other accounting profession in the world, no other accounting institution in the world offers information technology as part of its course curriculum. None of them. Secondly, none of the accounting bodies in the world have a branch infrastructure like the Institute of Chartered Accountants has. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India is financially the strongest accounting body in the world. It is much stronger than all the accounting bodies in the world put together. And just for your understanding, it's like BCCI versus all the other cricket bodies put together. BCCI will still be miles ahead in terms of its financial strength. And the same is true with reference to its intellectual property also. Why I am saying this is because whether it is the current course structure or the revised course structure which is going to come, we as an institute and the institute leadership have brought in information technology part of the course curriculum almost 20 years back, and no other accounting curriculum in the world even today has information technology as part of its curriculum. And more importantly, realizing the fact that technology is not about theoretical knowledge but about application knowledge, we have consistently developed the branch infrastructure, including making available the right applications at the branch infrastructure for students to get hands-on training, hands-on exposure of the IT infrastructure. Students who are coming from Tier 1 cities most likely get an exposure, but those from Tier 2, Tier 3 cities, for them the first exposure to information technology happens only at the institute branch infrastructure. So that's the kind of leadership which we have at the institute, and it has been built over a period of time. And this is what gives me confidence that while the rest of the world accounting professionals might struggle with technology, our chartered accountants will never struggle with technology. And just for your information, we were the first accounting body to introduce post-qualification course on information systems audit, which is one of those very well recognized courses. We have in the last 4-5 years set up data analytics labs across the country. I don't have the exact count now, but till I was in the council, there were about 8 or 9 of them across the country. And all these labs were for enabling our members to develop at the institute infrastructure capabilities on technology. Now, let me add a couple of points before I close. First and foremost, I noticed that many of you must have been pursuing your articleship in the last 2 years of the pandemic, when the pandemic struck. And if you look at the pandemic period, all the accounting firms have evolved to what I call as audit from their offices. So sitting at office or work from home where your staff were located, you have been able to do the audit of all your clients, get access to records. Some of us actually also use drones for inventory audit and all. I would strongly encourage that whatever momentum we got last 2 years, where we are forced to use technology to do the audit and professional work, please do not lose that momentum and get back to the habit of working from offices and sitting at client offices. So whatever good you have learned last 2 years of pandemic in terms of working remote, try to improve on that and develop more capabilities of auditing remote. The beauty of auditing remote is the last 2 years you did remote auditing, for clients who are situated in a 100-kilometer radius. If the same technology is perfected, same process perfected, the market for you is not 100 kilometers of the radius where you are situated. The market is 10,000 miles. Nothing is going to prevent you to sit at Baroda or a smaller town like Vapi and do an audit for a company which is situated in Johannesburg, preparing financial statements in IFRS and which is listed in US SEC. So that opportunity is there for all of you. You can build on what this particular pandemic gave us as an opportunity to transform. Please don't give it up. I am seeing many audit firms going back to their old habits. That is, in my view, suicidal. Whatever good you got those 2 years, if particularly 2020, if you could finish an audit sitting at home, if all your staff could sit at home and finish audit, there is no reason why in 2022 people have to come back to office, sit at client office. I just don't see a reason for the same. Of course, you can increase a bit of in-person contacts, but please don't give up that remote working habit. Try to improvise on that. The second important point I'd like to share and conclude is, if you look at your audit standards and even if you look at your articleship induction, all of you are always taught that understanding the client business is important. Even if you look at your audit standards, you have an audit standard which says knowledge of the client business is important for you to do the audit. I think you have to go beyond that now. What is important is understanding the client's technology environment. Each client has a different technology environment. It's not as simple as just SAP and Oracle or Zoho books. Every client has dozens of homegrown applications and other third-party applications on the cloud they have subscribed. Each business, their technology architecture is quite different, and your audit risks lie entirely in the technology architecture deployed by the client. So if you want to get your audit right, if you want to get your judgment right, if you want to get your opinion right, it is all about understanding the client's technology deployment for their business which they are carrying on. And that will come only when you have an understanding of what are the various use cases of technology. So best wishes to all of you. Thanks once again to Vishal for the opportunity to be present here, and stay blessed.
Thank you, sir.
Friends, let us appreciate the paper presenters for their efforts and hard work. I would request CA MP Vijay Kumar sir to present certificates and mementos to the paper presenters. Ms. Sakshi Singh from Faridabad. Ms. Varnika Agrawal from Gurugram. Mr. Gaurav Sharma from Vadodara.
Thank you, sir, and best wishes to the paper presenters for the results, which will be declared in today's valedictory session.
We would like to appreciate the judges for this session for giving their valuable time and doing a tough task.
May I now request CA MP Vijay Kumar sir to present a memento to the paper selector CA Kalpit Bhagat and session judges CA Rohit Kothari and CA Ashish Parekh. CA Kalpit Bhagat, CA Ashish Parekh, CA Rohit Kothari,
I now invite Ms. Priyansi Pandya to propose a formal vote of thanks for this session.
Thank you, Anusi. In this session, we have received immense knowledge about how futuristic technology can change the outlook of the CA profession. I would like to extend my warm regards to the paper presenter for sharing such insights. We were obliged by the presence of CA MP Vijay Kumar sir, who took time out of his busy schedule and shared his valuable knowledge with us. I would also like to thank CA Rohit Kothari sir and CA Ashish Parekh sir for judging this session. CA Kalpit Bhagat sir, the paper selector, also did a wonderful job in finding this paper. Thank you, sir. Also, I express my gratitude towards CA Rahul Agrawal sir for his opening remarks. With this, I thank all the attendees and students for listening patiently. Back to Anusi.
So here we come to an end of this technical session. Hope you all had a great time. Thank you.
We request you to remain seated as we will soon be starting with our special session. Thank you all.